There's only one problem, though. You have to pick your topics carefully, choosing a textbook that integrates ethics into each chapter, for example. That means I had a minimum of 16 ethical dilemmas. Not all ethical dilemmas are created equally. There are some that I thought would go over very well and have very good conversations and discussions about, and they did poorly. The students enjoyed talking about the Pinto because of how egregious it was. But then we got to other topics I thought they would enjoy, and they flopped. For example, there are some corporations, including Geico, in theory, Walmart. Disney has a policy against hiring individuals who have visible tattoos. If you have a visible tattoo, supposedly you will not be able to get a job at Geico, Disney, or Walmart. Although I think I've seen people at Walmart with tattoos. Bank of America, on the other hand, has a policy that a visible tattoo cannot be used in a hiring decision. If a person has a visible tattoo and they're a good candidate, you can't use the tattoo against them. Well, we have a lot of students with tattoos. I thought they'd enjoy that conversation. They didn't find it to be all that interesting, because their comeback was, well, if it's my company and I don't like tattoos, I shouldn't have to hire someone who has a tattoo. And since I have a tattoo, I won't have that policy. Goal setting manipulation, I thought, would be an interesting discussion. Is it ethical for a boss to kind of manipulate his or her subordinates in order to increase productivity, to get you to work harder than you would have otherwise? If I'm the boss, I have a right to do that. It's my job to make sure people are productive, and if that means manipulating them, no problem. This last one was the most surprising to me. This is a 300-level class. Most of the students are probably late teens, early 20s, and this one has to do with sex. I thought it would take the whole class period. It took about 5 minutes. Any graduates of University of Florida? No? Okay. Well, University of Florida, I want to say this was 2006, decided to give benefits to cohabitating couples. It didn't matter if you were heterosexual or homosexual. The problem was they wanted to make sure the people who were actually applying for domestic partner benefits were really domestic partners and not just roommates. So they made all the people who wanted to apply for these benefits sign an agreement, and the agreement had a statement in it saying that they swore by their signature that they have been in a non-platonic relationship for the preceding 12 months. So to get benefits, you had to sign that you were in a sexual relationship with your roommate. I thought the students would have enjoyed that conversation. They didn't. I won't give you some of the feedback I got on that. But as much as I hate to say it, you do have to choose your topics carefully. Some of them are no-brainers and they go off without a hitch. Others, you or I might think the students are going to enjoy them, and they don't go over as well. One way to help in that regard is by coming to things like the Bill Daniels Teaching Business Ethics Workshop, where you get to hear from Linda and O.C. and Grace Ann and Nancy and all the other speakers, where they tell you things that have worked for them. And now you know. Why avoid a discussion about tattoos with your students? It doesn't go over as well. So attending these sorts of opportunities will be very beneficial. One of the other things I realized that I had to be comfortable with, and I'm from New Jersey originally, so I was comfortable with it from the get-go, was if I really wanted to have a good discussion about a case, I had to play devil's advocate. A lot of these cases, and you've heard several times today, these things aren't black and white. Well, to a lot of students, they are black and white. On the surface, it seems, oh, well, that's the right, Ford should have fixed it. Ford should have done this. Enron should have done that. Health South should have done this. Well, but we all know that they're not always black and white. And so I found that the best way for me to get past that black and white issue was to play devil's advocate. There's a video case I use that this one, I'll tell you, this one has never failed. It's a video case. The thing I like about these leadership video cases is they present the dilemma or the problem, and the video stops, so you can talk about it before you find out the resolution. The interviews are always with the actual CEOs. This is Infosys' CEO from the time this ethical dilemma presented itself. Infosys is an IT company, at least I'm pretty sure they're still based in India. At the time this example or this ethical dilemma presented itself, Infosys had a campus in, I want to say it's Bangladesh. They wanted to expand it by 14 acres. So the CEO, the way the CEO tells it, a government official came to him and said, "We've got the land for you. Here's the fair market value. Give me $7,000 cash, US dollars, and you can have it." And so the CEO from Infosys says, "We don't pay bribes. We're not going to do it." So the government official comes back and says, "You will do it. In fact, you'll deliver the money to my house. Otherwise, the property value, the price you pay for it will be increased by $10,000 an acre, or $140,000 an acre." So there's the dilemma. Do I pay the $7,000 bribe, or do I pay $140,000 above market value? So students are watching this. We always come to the what do you do question, and what do you do?
Well, we teach in class, sometimes it's customary in that country to make facilitating payments. You know, as long as you...
So if it's within the culture,
It's within the culture of the country, and
you do it.
there's rules about how much percent can be reported and all that.
Okay.
That's...
Yes.
Couldn't you go to the press to expose this extortion scheme?
I think the problem in that case, though, and I have spoken about this with people, is the culture is just that. You pay the bribe. And so going to the press would just be, well, yeah, you pay the bribe. But there's no story there. The story would be, why are you trying to not pay the bribe? More so than why are you paying the bribe? But the students, almost always, the students say, I don't pay the bribe. I figure out a way to get around it. And I pay the extra money. I pay the $140,000 extra. And that's what Infosys decides to do. Infosys decides the CEOs won awards for trying to change that culture in India. And so his thing is, I do nothing to change the culture by